So ultimately, it doesn't matter what it doesn't matter what they do. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. You're always going to be held responsible. So I would advise brothers to come to the table, and I would advise brothers to come to the table and don't just come with your rhetoric, man. Don't come with your rhetoric, man. You got to come with more than just rhetoric. You got to come with actual tangibles to back up your rhetoric. No matter what organization that you fall under, or what organization that uh, what banner, what flag you want to wave around. You got to bring actual tangibles to the table. And ultimately, as black men, a woman can do whatever she wants to do. Women can do whatever they want, man. They can destroy the community. They can do everything. If the community gets destroyed, you already know what's going to happen. Black men are going to get blamed for that. Black men are going to get blamed for it, not black women. Black women, black brothers are stepping up to the plate, and they're saying, they're talking all kind of shit about women, and they're going in on them, which they do truly, rightfully deserve. But at the same time, at the end of the day, black men are going to be held responsible, man. Black men are going to be held responsible for their fuckery. They cannot fix the community. If they could fix the community, then it would have been done already. I mean, they can fix the community. I mean, they can do, it's very simple. I mean, one thing that will have a huge impact is if they stop dressing like fucking complete and utter whores. That will have a huge impact in the black community. If black women stop dressing like whores, one, when you're dressed in the sexiest thing you could find, or coming outside half naked, you're gonna attract the wrong element. A perfectly good black man could be swayed easily by a woman's demeanor, by her body. He can be swayed. I mean, a perfectly good black man could be minding his own business and trying to do something positive, and one of these women will step up dressed like a whore, and it'll basically take him, in a different direction. It can take him in a totally different direction. He'll be looking at that body. The women's body is very enticing. It's very beautiful. It's very sexy. I mean, some of them, but a lot of them are very sexy. I mean, they're very sexy, and they know they're sexy, and they're dressing sexy. But at the same time, when you're dressing sexy like that, you got to remember that you're going to attract the wrong element. You're going to attract, a perfectly good black man can be turned into a horn dog. I mean, if that's all he sees, that's all he's going to be attracted to. If a black man doesn't see women, with their bodies out and shit, if a black man starts seeing black women in masses dressing more, or less sexual, they're not going to be attracted to him in that way. They're going to have to be attracted to something else in that woman. They're going to have to be attracted to her mind. He's going to have to go for the mind first. But unfortunately, a lot of these women have nothing going on upstairs. A lot of them, that's all they got going for them in the first place is a nice little body. There's nothing going on upstairs. There's nothing intellectual coming out of that dome piece. There's nothing that a man wants to hear. Nothing a man is gonna want to hear coming out a lot of these women's mouths, because basically, it is what it is. They're not talking about shit. They're not talking about anything that a man really wants to hear, because the things that a man want, the things that motivate men are not the same things that motivate women. So naturally, a man is not necessarily going to want to sit there and listen to a lot of female garbage. He might listen to it because a lot of these brothers are listening to them because they want to have sex with them. So they will sit there and put up with a lot of stuff in order to fill, in order to get a taste, a little piece of the portion. You know what I mean? They want that portion. They want to feel that body that they're showing off so badly. And there are a lot of black men, they have the world twisted, man. A lot of black men have the world twisted, man. They are Americanized black men. They are Americanized, They don't, they're riding around in these cars, they're shitting on other black men. They're shitting on black men, the very men that they need to go out there and build some shit for them. They're shitting on them. In their fancy cars and shit. They're trying to act like they're better than these black men. Than the average black man. They're acting like they're better than them. That is one foul thing in our community that we need to eradicate at all costs. And ultimately, the only way to eradicate it is to get rid of is to basically ignore. These are the brothers that we need to ignore. These kind of brothers who are looking for attention. So they're looking for validation from females and men. They want male validation just as much as women want male validation. They want men to look at them and be like, yeah, be hating. They want men to actually hate on them. It's a messed up thing that we got going on in our community, man. But like I said, only black men can fix the issue. Black women don't even want to fix the issue. Trust me, if you think a black woman wants to fix the issue, then you're wrong. These women do not want to fix the issue. Yes, they want you guys to go out there and they want you to get your shit together and they want you to build some shit and control some shit. But ultimately, that's only so they can take advantage of it. They can take advantage of it. What? You think they want you to build it for building's sake? Just because, they want you to build? Like they really give a fuck about you like that much that they want you to build some shit? Look at all the black men who have built some shit. You don't see these females, trying to get with them like that. Look at all these brothers who are trying to build. You see, these women think that shit gets built. This whole country was built on, by the snap of a finger. You snap your fingers and the shit is built. No, it doesn't happen like that. A man has to go through a whole process, especially black men, because nobody is leaving anything for these black men. There's no legacies being passed down. There's no homes and stuff being passed down to these black men. So they don't have a head start in the game. They basically start from scratch when they, start over from scratch. They get out there in the world and they gotta, they gotta do their thing. They gotta study. They gotta study whatever subject matter they want to study. They gotta, graduate from whatever school that they need to graduate from, and then they need to, go out there and get a job and save up their money. I mean, it seems like the black woman is mad that black men just don't have it like that. They seem to be upset about that. That black men just don't what you know have what they think they should have. I mean, nobody's handing this shit down. They think it should happen by magic. You got to understand that this stuff gets passed down to the next generation. This stuff gets passed down. That's the only way that black men are going to magically have shit on point. It has to be passed down, or else that brother is going to have to start all over from scratch. Unfortunately, a lot of these men are being raised by the streets. So, a lot of these men are being raised by the streets, and they don't get it until they're like 30 something or something like that, or 40 something, whatever. Some of them don't never get it. Some of them will never get it. Some of them have been indoctrinated into some fucked up feminist bullshit, and there's no saving these brothers. There's no bringing these brothers back from the depths of hell. They're not coming back. You're not getting these brothers back. So I hope that black men understand that we need to do what we have to do on our own terms. We don't need to be building shit with black women. You don't want to build anything with a woman, you don't want to build anything where a woman can come along and take credit for what you've done. You want to build that on your own, man. You don't want no woman coming along and being able to take half of the credit for what you've done. Why? Why would you want that? And this is what they don't want. They don't want black men to they don't want black men to really get their shit together. They honestly do not want that, man. Do you really think that they want that? Why would they want that? They only want that if they can take advantage of that. But if you step to the plate with your shit together and you let them know that they cannot take advantage of that, or take advantage of you like that, then they ain't gonna want nothing to fucking do with you, because you're nothing. You're useless to them. They can't take advantage of you in any kind of way. They can't come up in the world in any kind of way, without you. So the government has been backing these females, man, and nobody is backing the black man. You gotta understand, only a black man is gonna back a black man. The government is not gonna back you. Nobody's gonna back you, man, except us. The government is not creating programs for black men. Where's the programs at? The only time you're gonna see a program is when, a black man has created it. That's a black man for black men. Create your own programs. You can't expect a woman to get with your program that you don't have, that doesn't exist. You gotta have a program in order for a woman to you gotta have a program in order for a woman to get with it. I mean, to give her a choice. You have a choice in the matter. So she decides that whether she wants to get with it or not. But you never want her to help you build it, man. You don't want her to help you build it, man. That's a weak-minded. That's a weak thought. That's a weak thought pattern right there. You don't want no woman to help you build anything. Why? why do black men why do black men don't want to build shit with each other? That they just want to, they want to build shit with black women. Because they think that's the way to fucking go. That's silly, man. That's very, 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 very silly. You do not want to build anything with these women, man. Get that, man. Get with the program, man. You don't want to build anything with these women like that, man. Understand that. It's not gonna work out in the manner that you think it's gonna work out in. You know. But, you know, black men, it's on us, man. I mean, it's on us to be held accountable. You're gonna be held accountable anyway, so you might as well do something, man. If you're gonna be held accountable anyway, you need to speak up for yourself also. Don't let these women tell you shit, because they can say and do whatever they want to do, and nobody's gonna hold them accountable. If they have a baby out of wedlock, they're gonna motherfucking be given rewards for that shit. Rewarded. They're gonna be rewarded, man. Rewarded with child support checks from your ass. You know what I mean? They're gonna be rewarded with government assistance. They're gonna be rewarded with Section 8. They're gonna get rewards. Your ass is gonna get a check. I mean, you're gonna get a fucking a notice of payment. You need to pay up. That's what you're gonna get. You know, and I can't understand the equality model in that. I mean, these women swear up and down that they want equality, but I don't see them fighting for any kind of equality. They're trying to fight for equality for women. That's backwards. You can't fight for equality when all you care about is women getting theirs. You're not fighting for no black men getting anything. And you're not handing nothing to black men. You're not giving black men anything. You're not giving us nothing. The black woman is just simply taking things from black men. You know, now that black men no longer want to give them shit, they have fucking turned coat on you motherfuckers and wish death on you. They have turned the coat on you, man. They wish death on your ass, man. I'm telling you. They have said that they hope the police shoot you down in the streets. That's what they are saying now. They want us to be shot down in the streets because a lot of black men are waking up and they no longer want to be played by the fucking system that's been put in place. You know, these black women fail to realize that they've been given a choice in the matter. They can take advantage of the system, or they can have daddies for their children. And you see what's going on, though. You see what choice you see what the majority of them have chosen. They have chosen welfare and government trinkets to over you. So what makes you think that you can have any loyalty from her? That you're gonna get loyalty from her in a situation? You know what I mean? If you're gonna get loyalty, it better be 110% loyalty, not loyalty whenever she feels like giving you loyalty. And honestly, are you gonna put your life on the line to try to figure out whether she's gonna be loyal to you or not? You know she could turn on you at any given moment. She's an emotional creature. You're gonna allow an emotional creature to have that kind of sway over your finances? Is that what you're gonna do? You know, I'm not blaming black women, and I don't wish to turn black men against black women. I don't wish that, you know, because ultimately, you know, I don't want to say that, but anyway, I don't wish to turn black men against black women, but I'm not suggesting that y'all have any trust for them either. You can trust them, but you better, you gotta put a leash on that trust, man. That leash, you gotta have a leash. You don't let them go too far, because if you already see what they're doing, you could already see what they're doing. So if you go out there and you build something with a black woman, soon as she gets mad or angry or some shit like that, she's going to fucking undermine you, man. You got to know this, man. She no longer gives a fuck about you, man. She never gave a fuck about you. She only gave a fuck about what you could provide for her. And now that you can no longer, or now that men are refusing to provide shit for the fucking strong, independent woman, I thought y'all was independent, man. How are you mad that brothers no longer want to give you shit when you were independent in the first place? I mean, ain't that what equality is, man? Now there are a lot of black men out there who are getting trinkets from women. They're taking advantage of women. They're doing all kind of fuckery, man, to these women, man. There's a subset of black men who are fucking these women over left and right. And apparently they think that all of us are doing this shit, that we got some inside the shit going on, inside the trading going on. And that we're all on this bullshit. They think that we're all on it, man. So, shit. They were raised like this, man. The black woman is raised like this. But black man, I want to move off on to a different subject matter. Basically, we got to build for ourselves, but ultimately, we got to be held accountable, man. We got to hold ourselves accountable. You can't come to the table with rhetoric, man. You got to come to the table with tangibles, like the church does. See, the church has all kinds of rhetoric for the black man. They have all kinds of rhetoric. For the black woman. They have all kinds of rhetoric for the black woman. But guess what? They also have tangibles. They have soup kitchens. They have food pantries. They have all kinds of programs. They can help people out with when their bills or they need a birth certificate. These churches have all kinds of programs. They have lunch programs. People can just come up to the church and get some lunch. That's I don't want us to be just some group of men who have a whole lot of rhetoric with each other. It doesn't matter what organization that you fall under. It doesn't matter whether you're a Christian, Muslim, a Scientologist. I don't care what you are. You know what I mean? Thug. Thug, I do care about thugs, because we don't need more thugs, man. We definitely don't need more thugs. We need men who are organized. Thugs come in handy, though. Thugs come in handy, but you gotta, the thing about the thug is it's hard to control them. It's hard to get them to, be princes instead of kings. It's hard to get a brother to be a prince instead of a king. Ultimately, I want us to be princes, prince of the kingdom. You can be king of shit. When you're a one-man army, and you going out there and you trying to do things and you trying to make shit happen. You got to remember that it's just you trying to make shit happen. It's just you. If you're a prince and you have a whole lot of other princes working together, then you can be the prince of the kingdom instead of fucking king of the trash can. What do you actually think you're gonna accomplish by being a king? Basically, what you're gonna accomplish is you're gonna go. You might accomplish some shit. You be able to move out of your neighborhood and move off into the white community where they fucking hate your guts. They tolerate you motherfuckers. They tolerate you. They don't want you there. They just tolerating you because the criminal justice system has told them that they can't take a fucking baseball bat to your fucking head. But back in the 1940s, when they didn't give a fuck, you know what I mean? They were quick to take a fucking baseball. You must move into one of their fucking communities if you want. They would have fucking went upside y'all fucking heads. But, you know, the black man seems to think that he's gonna move on into the suburbs. He's gonna move over there and chill and live his life in the shadows. Just be one lonely ass black man. We need a brotherhood, man. We need a brotherhood of black men. Go back to the fucking community, man. I mean, go back to, we gonna have to go back to the community and get our shit together. I mean, I'm not telling you to go to the fucking heart of the ghetto. I'm telling you to go to the outskirts of the ghetto and start there and work your way in. You know what I mean? A lot of black men start on the edge of the ghetto and go, you know, kind of where it's kind of mixed up at. You know what I mean? Little white people here, black people there, Mexicans over here, you know, a little mixed up area. Go right there and work your way in to the ghetto. You know? Don't go over there and get yourself killed. You know, trying to be a hero. There's a lot of brothers who came back to the hood, you know, wanted to do something positive for the hood. And they got their asses raked over the coals, man. There is no black community. Yes, I'm sick of this shit, man. I'm sick of there not being a black community. There are black communities. I live in one. But for the most part, there is no black community. I mean, a community is more than just a bunch of people who live alongside each other, man. It's a consensus amongst men that drives a community. It's a consensus amongst women that drives a community. Now you see, the black community is a consensus amongst women. And they have decided that they're going to be single mothers. That is their decision. They've made that decision, that choice. We're deciding to be single mothers. You know, and I don't want to fucking hear this fake shit about black men magically disappearing on them, pumping, dumping them, and all over the place. A lot of that shit is fake and phony and bullshit. Black men are not simply pumping and dumping these women and just fucking getting rid of them. Yeah, there is a very small amount of black men who are doing that, who have taken the extreme, who've taken on the extreme concept of pumping and dumping. That's a very extreme concept, and it doesn't even make up 1.1 point of a 1% of black men, period. It does not make up a very large amount of black men that are out here pumping and dumping these females. You know, and black women are under the auspice that they're getting pregnant by black men all over the place, when in fact they're getting pregnant by the same exact brothers. How many baby daddies do you know got multiple baby mamas? You know? Why? How can you explain why black women have more herpes and diseases than black men have? That's because they're sleeping with the same exact dudes. If there was like a 50-50 amongst black men, then they could sit around and say, oh yeah, black men ain't shit. If there was a 50-50, if black men were getting herpes at the same rate that black women were getting herpes, then they could say all black men. But when black men are not getting herpes at the same rate as black women, that tells you that black women are having sex. A lot of black women are having sex with the same men. know. But we gotta get out here and build some shit, man. Build some shit. Build something, man. I want to build a community center. I want to build a community center. This is the first and foremost thing that we need to build. You know, we can all choose a community that we want the community center to be built in. If you donate money, you have a say in the matter. But I want to build a community center for us black men, for black men and black boys, period. And I also want to build a trade school for black men and black boys. A lot of these brothers, they have skills, they have all kinds of skills, and you know, they're just sitting around doing nothing. Like a lot of black men who were productive got outcompeted by Mexicans. They were outcompeted. Mexican. If a fucking man, if a company or a business or a person wants something done in their house or business, you know, like, you know, they want, let's say they want a brand new bathroom put in. There's plenty of black men who know how to put in bathrooms, you know. But when the Mexican will take fucking couple $1,000s for the job, and when a black person ain't gonna take that bullshit because they know how much work is involved, you know, they get out competed. They get out competed by these Mexicans. They'll work for fucking damn near nothing. Because, you know, they'll work for nothing. I mean, a lot of them will work for I mean, what we consider nothing. What the average black man will consider nothing. You know, but it's time for us to step up and outcompete them on a different level. Volunteerism. Volunteerism, black man. We got to get out there and volunteer. So, we build a community center. Who's with me, man? Hit the comment section. I want to build a community center, not just a regular community center, not a place where you can come, you know, not just a place where you can come play basketball or go swimming or stuff like that. I want to build a place where that is for black men and black children. I mean, you know, for black men and black boys, really. But, you know, of course, it's going to be hard to get that over. So, we're going to have to we're going to have to allow all the children to enjoy the facilities, you know, unless you're going to have a lot of problems. But, you know, we use this facility to build in our communities. We use the facility as a community center. We bring brothers in through the community center. You know that, and these black women are out here talking big shit about black men. They're saying these, you know, they can talk all the shit they want to talk because what they saying is, we know that black men are not gonna build shit. We know that they're not gonna do shit. That's why we can sit up and talk all the shit in the world, because we know that black men ain't gonna do shit. They're gonna sit around and be bitch ass dudes and just fucking sit around and talk about black women. This is where we need to change the game. And I'm calling all brothers to the table. I'm challenging brothers to be held accountable to something. To be held accountable, you know, and we can put this money in an escrow account, which means nobody can actually touch this money until we decide exactly where we're gonna build it, and you know, where we're gonna build it, you know, and you know what we're gonna have in it. We all come to a consensus about it, and we do it based on majority vote. So if it, if we say, okay, we want to put a swimming pool in there, we want to put a movie theater in there, we want to put a bunch of offices in there for us to do, be doing our meetings and stuff like that. And then we want to put maybe one of those tennis courts in there, one of those bouncy tennis court things in there, or basketball courts in there, where you kind of like a a one of those trampoline type basketball courts, and I mean, basically, we decide what we're gonna put in there. And we do it on a majority vote. If brothers want that in there, they vote on it. Boom. It's not about, that is only what brings brothers to the table. You gotta make it fun. You know what I mean? You gotta make it fun. And at the same time, you're keeping the children off the streets. You're keeping those children off the streets. And out of harm's way with all these police and their fucking brutality bullshit. You know? And you gotta give these boys some rights at the same time. Gotta give these boys some rights and responsibilities at the same time. So these boys could be out, you know, cleaning up the area, you know what I mean? They can pay their dues by doing volunteer work also. Which means they get, if they're not paying for no membership dues, which they can't because they're children, you know, they can volunteer. And you allow them to volunteer because ultimately you want them to prove themselves. You want them to prove that they're down with the cause. They have to prove themselves. Just like us as black men, we're going to be out there volunteering and we're going to be proving ourselves. Proving ourselves. We're not going to just come up to the table and say, hey, I got this money, blah, 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 blah. Let me be down. No. Every black man must prove themselves. Prove that you're down. Don't just come with money. Don't just come with rhetoric. Things must be proven. Everyone must prove themselves. you know. And this is what's going to keep a lot of these women out of your organizations because they're not going to want to do that. you know, they're not going to want to do that. I told you these women do not want to do shit. They just want to reap the benefits of your hard work. So, you know, you take, you know, we have our meetings. I've explained this in other videos, but we have our meetings. We invite pillars in the community into our organization. We go out into the community. We find the brothers who are doing positive things in the community and we bring them in to the center. We give them a tour. We invite them to the meetings, and then we explain to them what we're doing. Then, they get to decide for themselves. If they see brothers doing things, positive things, brothers are raising money, brothers have a food pantry in the back, brothers have meals for children, children that actually are proving themselves. You don't want anybody in your organization who is not willing to prove themselves, who is not willing to be held accountable. Now you already have these younger children, they're volunteering, they're doing things, they're, cleaning up the grounds and, going out into their community and actually doing positive things in their community. So they're proving themselves. Then you have a team, you have a small team or a young team of black men who are used to proving themselves, who are used to that. They've done it. This is how you separate the weak from the strong. From you separate the people who actually want to just reap the benefits from the people who want to just or from the people who want to put in work and who are willing to be held accountable to something. You got to be held accountable to something, black man. Then we go out in the community, we get houses. We start on the outskirts of the community. We get us a house or two. We buy us a house or two. We volunteer. We go in there. We make that house beautiful. All of us are going to split all the profits, you know, based on, it's going to be based on whatever, 50-50, whatever. Every person's going to get an even portion of the profits. So all the profits are going to be spread evenly. You know, we keep this money in escrow account. That way every brother can feel comfortable. You know, they can feel comfortable. They can say, hey, I mean, I know that it's in an escrow account, so no one can do anything with my money. Then we start our own escrow company. So that way when because brothers from all over are going to want to be down with this, and they're going to want to be doing things. So we make sure that they're going to be wanting to do different deals with different people. Like say one brother, he puts in for some money. He says, hey, I want to do a deal over here. You know what I mean? With this brother, with this other brother over here. I want to do a deal with him. Okay, y'all put that money into an escrow account together. Y'all do that deal. None of the money, no one can steal someone else's money because it's in an escrow account. And the only and there's one person that's over both of you. The money goes into exactly what y'all decide it goes into. So that's how we maintain trust amongst black men. We use escrow accounts. That way, no brother no brother has to worry about whether his money is safe or not. And that is something we can facilitate. Then we're gonna be in real estate, so we're gonna need our own insurance companies. There's already black insurance companies that we can franchise with. We just have a franchise. We open up our own insurance companies. That way, when we're getting this real estate, guess what? Those houses are gonna need to be insured. You're also gonna need insurance for life insurance, auto insurance. So we all bring our money into the organization. If you're gonna pay insurance, you might as well pay it to the organization. Keep the money in your communities. Then 5 brothers want to get together. They say, hey, we want to take about $10,000 down to the auto auction so we can get some cars. Y'all all go down there. Y'all get those cars. Go down there and get those cars. We already got mechanics in our organization. Those mechanics are going to volunteer. See how that works? Volunteer. We got a bunch of mechanics in our organization. So those mechanics are going to volunteer, and they're going to say, hey, we'll help you work on these cars. We're going to work on these cars. We're going to get these cars fixed up. Boom. We're going to sell these cars. Now, who you think they're going to sell those cars to? Other black men who are in the brotherhood. Other black men. Then they're going to take the profits from those cars that they sell. I mean, they can sell those cars to anybody they want. But, if, ultimately you don't want to sell those cars to people in the brotherhood. But if one of the brothers needs one of those cars, you have a customer. You want to get money from outside of the brotherhood and bring it back in to the brotherhood. But if a brother needs a car, a brother needs a house, he knows where to go to get that house. He's going to keep his money inside the brotherhood. So y'all going to take the profits from that those cars that y'all just bought, and y'all gonna go right back down to the auto auction, and y'all gonna buy 10 cars this time, and then y'all can go get an empty lot and say, oh, y'all go get an empty lot, put a trailer on it, make it look real nice, and then guess what? Y'all got your first little car dealership going. And guess where all the brothers are going to want to come shop at? They're going to want to come shop with you. Because now we have our own car dealerships, which means what? Auto insurance is going to be needed. They're going to need auto insurance for those cars. So, y'all take them 10 cars, y'all got y'all little mini car dealership going. Then y'all sell those cars, and y'all do the same exact thing. You forego the short-term benefits. Forego the short-term benefits. Forego the short-term benefits. That means you're going to make all this money, and you're going to want to, when y'all make this money, the first thing y'all do is bring back the initial investment to the organization. So if you borrow $10,000 from the organization, you bring back that $10,000. Now you take your profits and you go out there and you buy some more cars. Now you don't need the organization's money. Now you're working on your own. So you take that money and you take that money. Let me get up out of here. You take the money and y'all go back down to the auto auction, or y'all find another auto auction, or y'all get on the internet, or get on Craigslist and see who's selling their cars, and you say, hey, instead of $2,500 for that car, I got $1,800 or $1,500 right now. I got it right now, cash. You take $1,500, he probably gonna say, nah, take $1,800. Okay, you go there and go get that car. If it's worth it, if it's worth buying, if it's worth way more, then you go down there, you check it out. You take one of the brothers who's a mechanic with you. He's gonna look over the car and determine if the car is worth buying, and then y'all are going to what? Sell those cars. You're gonna have to get out there and sell those cars, right? Ultimately, we do need some land. I want y'all to check out this brother's video on we need some land. But I want y'all to check out this brother's video. He's just type in 1 million pounds of food on 3 acres of land. 1 million. There's a black man who's producing 1 million pounds of food on 3 acres of land. 1 million pounds of food on 3 acres of land. And he also goes around the country teaching other people how to do the same thing. We need our own food sources. We need to grow our own food. And I understand that, a lot of people are not going to want you to do this, but you're going to need to be in the right. You are in the right. You have the right. You have the right to grow your own food. You have the right to grow your own food, man. Grow your own food. If they don't want to let you grow your own food in that particular community, there's bound to be another community that will be happy to allow you to grow your own food in that community. Where one system fails, another one will prevail. Because it's all about that money. And you got to think about this. You got to think about this. Some people are not going to want you to
build, build your own shit. But ultimately, if we don't build it, nobody will. And your children will have to start over. Your sons will have to start over from scratch again. They'll have to start over from scratch. But I want black men I want us to do this. I want us to do this, man. We got to do this. We got to be held accountable. These are not my ideas. I don't want people to think that these are my ideas, because ultimately, when someone thinks that these are your ideas, they want to shy away from it because they want to be the one that comes up with the perfect idea instead of getting on board and moving forward. Don't think about it. Just move forward. We've thought enough. We have 40 something years to think about it. We've allowed these women to talk us out of doing anything positive for ourselves for the last 40 years. And these women are going to continue to talk you out of it. They're going to continue to try to talk y'all out of it, man. I'm telling you. Because basically, they don't, I already told you, man. What does it mean? What does it mean when black men start getting their shit together, man? What does that mean for them? They're not going to build anything. They're not going to build shit. What are they going to build? They can't build. Not collectively. Black men can build collectively. But what does it mean? What does it ultimately mean? It means that they will have to listen to you. It means that they will have to take you seriously. It means that they can no longer treat you like shit. We're going to need our own security forces, our own security arm. We're going to need our own security arm in our own communities. We're going to need security. We're going to need security to protect our businesses. We're going to need security to protect our homes, the homes that we're building. We're going to need security to protect our neighborhoods from these people. You're going to need a security arm that keeps an eye on things. Definitely going to, because what these women are going to do is they're going to try to turn every black man against us that they can. They're going to try to turn every black man they can against you, man. Because they do not want black men getting their shit together. They don't want that. Why would they want that? How do they benefit from that? They can't benefit. They can't benefit from it because black men are hip to their fuckery. Black men are hip to their game. Black men are hip to the system. Whether they're on fuckery or not, we're hip to the system that's in place, that's been set up for our failure. And we must work around this system. You got to put your back into this one. You're not going to be able to cope your way out of this one. You're not going to be able to smoke enough weed to get out of this one. There's not enough cigarettes in the world to get you out of this one, man. Black men right now are chilling on the corner doing absolutely nothing. They're drinking wine and alcohol. And these are brothers that are just trying to cope. They're just trying to cope, man. There's no direction. Nobody is providing any direction for these brothers. That is why you can go out in your community and you can see black men walking around in circles. Or just black men just walking around, just walking around by themselves. There's no direction. There's no consistency. There's no consensus in our community amongst us that we live by, regardless regardless of our religion, regardless of our creed, regardless of whether we're light-skinned or dark-skinned, regardless of all the fuckery that we have. You know, black men, we have a lot of fuckery, man. We do have a lot of fuckery going on, but hopefully hopefully we'll get through this shit, man. Any one of us can be a king, man, but we're not going to be the king of anything, man. We're just going to be the king sitting in the white community, and we're going to be just as lonely, just as all by yourself as anybody else. You're just going to be a brother doing this thing by himself. You're just going to be that lone wolf. Still going to be just as fucking lonely because you're the only one. You're living in a community outside of your own community. And it's just you. You know? I mean, that's how I feel right now. Because I live outside of my community. I mean, I don't live outside of my community, but I live in a community where, it's pretty much a good black community, but black men are not together on anything. It's not a community at all. It's just a bunch of brothers who have money, but they're just like everyone wants to be the king. Everyone wants to be the king. They're trying to, we can't live how these white people live, man. We have to live a minimalist lifestyle, man. This is not for us. Let them have the shit. Because while they're sitting around, talking about, all the shit that they have, and they're making fun of you, and they're pointing their finger. I mean, they did that shit to the Mexicans. They did all kind of shit. There's videos on YouTube of white dudes, going, getting in their pickup truck, and they go down to Home Depot and pick up a bunch of Mexicans. And then what they do is they drove them down to the INS office, and they screamed for the police, and then the Mexicans ran out of the car, jumped out of the car and ran in all different directions and shit, when those dudes did that. And basically, they just sat around and laughed at it like it's one big fat joke. It was one big fat fucking joke, man. That's how they did them. But now the Mexicans are coming up, you know what I mean? And they have a consensus in their community. This is what I see. I see that the Mexicans have a consensus. I don't know what language they're speaking. I don't know their language. I mean, I don't know how to speak Spanish, but guess what? They have a consensus amongst themselves that this is what they're going to do. They put up with these motherfucking shit for long enough. And now they have a fucking game plan. Yes, they coming in and they can fucking, and they coming in and they have like, Mexican dudes who, they'll work for damn peanuts, but them peanuts add up. The peanuts are adding up, man. The more of them do it, the better. The more peanuts they have. Peanuts are adding up like a motherfucker, man. Anyway, black man, I just want to say it's on us, man. We're going to be held accountable regardless. Nobody's going to hold the black woman accountable. She can have all the kids she wants out of wedlock, and nobody's going to hold her accountable. She's going to be rewarded for that shit. Nobody's going to fucking I mean, she can allow her kids to do whatever they want to do, and when the little kid ends up getting killed, she's going to blame that shit on you. You're going to be held accountable. She's going to say that, well, his daddy was not in his life. she's gonna blame your ass, and you're gonna be held responsible for that shit. When that kid gets a scholarship, or he gets a when that kid gets a scholarship, he gets or he gets a baseball contract or football contract or any kind of contract, she's gonna take responsibility for that shit. But when that kid fucks up, that's gonna be on you. That's gonna be on your head, man. She's gonna blame you. She's gonna throw you under the bus. She's not gonna take responsibility for that. Regardless. She's not going to fucking guide you, black man, into nothing positive. Unless she can benefit from it, man. These women are not pushing you to do good things because they simply care about you and they want you to do good things. Don't get it twisted. They're doing that shit because they want to be able to get their hair done and their nails done. And they need you to take care of a lot of their fucking kids that they had out of wedlock. There's a lot of kids running around without daddies. And they're gonna fucking say, hey, the black man did that shit. He was bumping and dumping. He was pumping bitches and dumping them. The black man will be held responsible for that shit. Even though they were dressing like whores and going out to the club, chilling, looking for that man, asking that man to get them a drink. Can you get me something to drink? They were going home from the club drunk, and some of them were getting pumped and dumped. They were allowing some of these men to fuck the shit out of them, after one of them nights at the club. You know what I mean? You seen Maury Povich. These women are not telling the truth. A whole shitload of them are not telling the truth. How is it that Maury got shows going on for years and years and years, but then black women are trying to sit around and act like this is some isolated incident when they can't find their baby daddy? I can't find my baby daddy. How many times have you seen these shows where these women were being tested multiple times by multiple dudes, and it always coming back the same thing? You are not the father. You are not the father. That would mean something. That would mean that woman was sleeping with multiple dudes. How is it that you're testing 5 different, 6, 7, 10 different dudes, and it keeps coming up, not the father? Come on now, you slept with all these dudes. You admitted it on TV. You admitted it. So do not let these women tell you anything. You're going to be held responsible, so you need the ammunition to go out there and check their behinds with. You need to go out there and be able to stand up for yourself. Damn, I don't know about that, but yeah. Anyway, on that note, all I want y'all to do is donate something, man. If you ain't gonna do no work, if you ain't planning on doing nothing, at least go in there and donate something. Donate some money, man. If you don't want to invest, if you don't want to be part of nothing, if you don't want to be a part of black men building anything for each other, if there's some kind of conflict of interest going on, with you, that you can't do anything, at least donate, man. Go to the page and donate whatever you can. Donate $100. Donate $10. Donate something. Donate something, man. Donate something, man. Donate something so brothers could keep moving forward, man. Keep moving forward, man. But I want y'all to be a part of something. I want you to be a part of something that 10, 20 years from now, you can be proud of. You'll be like, damn, everybody's going to be proud of you. You're going to make history. You're going to make history. Make history, man. If you want to make history, man. Don't sit around and watch history happen, because you know who's going to be telling the story. don't worry about men. Don't worry about people trying to infiltrate your groups. If you if you're not doing anything illegal, you really don't have nothing to worry about. But there are a lot of people that's, you're gonna have to eliminate certain people. Anyone comes into your organization and tries to cause discourse needs to be removed out of the organization. Period. We have our marching orders. We have to move like a military unit. We have to move like a military unit. We cannot move like uh we cannot move like a bunch of random dudes. Just a bunch of random dudes that nobody is going to take seriously. Nobody's going to take these groups seriously because this is just a bunch of random dudes, you know, just doing whatever. They're just giving you ammunition to backhand black women with, but as far as doing anything, you don't have to take them seriously. They just want they're giving brothers ammunition. That's cool. But as far as them doing anything, we ain't got to worry about them. The black woman don't have to worry about you motherfuckers because you're not doing anything. And I hate that. I hate to see other people, have conversations about us and black women shit on us, because they know that the black man is not going to do anything, period, but talk shit. So they're going to talk shit back, and this is going to be a big talk shit, thing. Everybody's talking shit to each other, going back and forth, making videos about each other. That's all. That they have absolutely nothing to worry about. They can go home, go into their house, chill, get it back on the internet, bash some more black men. You know what I mean? See, these women are not going to build anything. See, that's where we got them at. That's where we got them. They cannot build shit. They don't have any fucking money to build any damn thing. And even if they pool money together to build some shit, they still need a man to go out there and do it. Whether he's white, black, Mexican, or whoever, they still gonna need a man to do that, which is what they don't understand. Men build shit. They're gonna try to turn their simps against you, black men. They're gonna try to tell their thugs against you. They're gonna tell their thugs, them niggas over there is gay, and them niggas don't fuck with them gay ass niggas. I heard that such and such was gay, and blah 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 blah. They're gonna start their fuckery. That's what they do. I heard this dude was doing this. I heard this dude was doing that. Don't fuck with them. You don't even have to put your real name out in the public eye to do this. Nobody's sharing your fucking name with anyone. Nobody's sharing your name. If you support the cause, if we put our money together, the money's in the escrow account. We're not sharing each other's names. We all have the same, we can all still use our same fucking names. Our same, online names, whatever. We don't have to use our real names. They'll just be trying to find a way to motherfucking expose you motherfuckers. But if you're not doing anything wrong, if you're not committed any crimes, whatever you did in the past, that shit is in the past. Let that shit go. Do something better, man. That's why they're trying to shame you to death right now, because they know that if they know that you're not going to do anything better, they got you by the balls. Do something better, black man. Hit the box. Hit the comment section. Hit that box underneath this video and click on that link and go and donate at least, or be a part of the brotherhood. Be a part of the brotherhood. Be held accountable to something. Be held accountable to something. Let's see how many brothers are willing to be held accountable to something. On that note, I want to say peace. Get on the 5 steps.